welcome to our Advisor Spotlight video. This is another one of the few videos that we're hoping to roll out for 2021 as a way for our scholars and families to get to know more about their advisors. So today we have Miss Katz, another one of our support services advisors, who has been here for almost 2 years now. So how are you?
I'm doing well. It is sunny outside and it feels like summer. So what more could I ask for?
Very true. So my first question for you is, could you say a few things about where you're from, what you study in your school, and prior work experience before coming to Stepping Stone?
So I grew up throughout New England, first in Providence, Rhode Island, then in Norwich, Connecticut. And then I moved to the Boston area when I was 12 years old. And I lived in Cambridge, Brighton, and different areas. I went to college at Brown University, where I concentrated in American Studies. And after college, I began working in college admissions at Bentley University, where I worked with students from Connecticut and New Jersey, as well as diversity, equity, inclusion related efforts at Bentley. And then I moved to Stepping Stone about 2 years ago. And in addition to that, I do a lot in the world of dance outside of Stepping Stone.
Very nice. It's certainly great to have someone who already had the college support experience before coming into Stepping Stone. But tell me, what did you want to be when you were a kid?
So I just mentioned dance. So growing up, I loved performing arts. So I think it was a toss-up between music, dance, acting. But in addition to that, I was very passionate about environmental activism growing up. So I thought I wanted to study something in the world of sustainability as well. Then I thought I wanted to be a therapist, then a writer. It really was all over the place. But I'm a big believer that we're always reinventing ourselves. So who knows?
Yeah, so you mentioned that you've kind of had an interest in a whole different or large spectrum of fields. So what specifically shaped your educational path to being at Bentley and working in the college admission department, coming into Stepping Stone?
Yeah. So when I was personally in college, I did not begin at Brown. I began at American University. And I say that because my college trajectory was not necessarily the traditional one. I did not stay at my first college. And that can be really startling at that age when you have your whole college vision in front of you and it shifts. But I'm really happy it worked out that way. I was challenged in different ways, and different parts of me were inspired in those two different communities. But it started bringing admissions and college landscapes to the forefront for me.
And with your vast experience working in higher education, along with your experience in Stepping Stone, what would you say is the best part of working in education?
I think it's that every individual is so different, and that you are, or at least the way I approach it, looking at an individual's educational journey. There's also educational systems, but I think really humanizing it at the individual level is where I feel most at home and where I can bring my best self.
And what do you think makes a good advisor to work in this field?
I think it goes back to that individual relationship building, understanding that everyone's needs and desires and wants and dreams look different, and being able to support that person to actualize what they are looking for, and also challenge them and help them guide that whole process, navigate that process. So I think a lot of it has to do with empathy and being tuned into people.
And what do you do when you have free time?
I dance, I dance, I teach dance, and then I dance some more, do a lot of dancing. And I love that I get to dance with lots of different people. My youngest student is 3, and currently I believe my oldest student is 85.
Definitely the whole spectrum. A whole lot of dancing as well. And what would you like to achieve this year?
What would I like to achieve this year? Well, I think a big thing that I love is meeting new scholars. So each year we are introduced to new scholars as their advisor. And that is always a new opportunity to learn about someone new, perhaps at a new school, and just learn about their stepping stone journey, their goals for the future. That always is something to look forward to.
And that wraps up all the questions I have for you. So thank you, Ms. Katz, for your time. And thank you to our scholars and families for your continuous support and staying in touch with us. We certainly appreciate and wholeheartedly wish you all the best. We're going to start that over. So